Hey friends, and welcome back to another What's for Dinner, where I will be showing you 4 new dinner ideas. The first dinner idea that I wanted to share with you all is these quick and easy 5-ingredient homemade fish cakes with some salad tonight. So first, I'm just coating these basa fillets in some simple olive oil and pepper. I'm just making sure to coat both sides nice and evenly, and then I'm going to be putting those in the oven on 220 degrees for about 15 minutes. So once they were cooked, I let them cool down for about 10 minutes before shredding them up into small pieces just with a fork. And then I'm just adding in here 2 eggs, 3/4 cup of breadcrumbs. You can use panko breadcrumbs here, but I just used regular. And then I just added about 1/2 cup of spring onions. And I'm just mixing that mixture together really well. Also, I did forget to add in some lemon juice. You need about 2 tablespoons of that. So I just went ahead and squeezed in half a lemon here and then mixed that all together really well, so it was a bit more of a wetter mixture. And then I went ahead and started rolling them up into little patties. Now this batch made about 14, but it will all depend on how big you make the fish cakes, depending on how many you will actually get in the end out of this mixture. And it will also depend on how much fish you use, how big your fish fillets are. So I can't take all the credit for this recipe either, as I got the idea to make my own fish cakes from over on my friend Jen Chapin's channel. I will leave her linked in the description box if you haven't seen her channel yet. She is absolutely amazing. But I can say that this recipe is my own. Well, I pretty much looked up a whole bunch of fish cake recipes online and they all had so many ingredients. So I just put together the bare minimum of what sort of ingredients look like they all had to have in it just to make the fish cake. And wow, these tasted amazing just with the 5 ingredients. I cut down on a whole bunch of ingredients and they still tasted so good. My dad was actually over this day and I made these and he kept coming back for more. They were delicious. I just went ahead and paired that with some Caesar salad. I just buy them in the kit from Woolworths. And then for dipping sauce, I'm just mixing up my favorite combo, mayonnaise and sweet chili sauce. Do not diss it until you try it. It is amazing. It pretty much tastes really similar to a seafood sauce, but it is so good. So the next easy dinner idea that I wanted to share with you all is these teriyaki chicken foil boats. These were super easy to put together, but I'm not gonna lie, if you have been here for a while, you will know that I love easy sheet pan meals, and I think this would have been much quicker and easier done as a sheet pan meal. But I love the concept of the foil packs. If you were camping and only had a fire to cook over, it would definitely help keep it clean and keep the ash off them in that case. But otherwise, next time I think I'll stick to the sheet pan meal. But for this one, I'm just going ahead and cutting up some carrots. You could use any vegetables in this recipe really. I'm just using these carrots I had in the fridge that needed to be used, and also these pre-prepped peppers that I had in the freezer, and also some frozen broccoli and cauliflower florets. Now I've got my little foil boats here and I'm just adding in a chicken breast to the center of each one, and then I'm just going to be dividing up those vegetables between the foil packs. And now I'm just topping them with this Master Foods teriyaki marinade that I had left over in the fridge from a recipe that we had last week. And then I'm just closing them up and putting them into the oven on 220 degrees for about 25 minutes. Now these can be eaten as is for a lower carb meal, but we just went ahead and served this up on some rice just to make sure it was nice and filling for all of us. The kids shared a packet and me and my partner had a packet each, and this was such a delicious meal. One thing I will say though is if you are using frozen vegetables, it's definitely a little bit waterier than if you were to use fresh vegetables, but nonetheless they went down amazingly. So the next meal that we had this week was a super simple dinner recipe. We just had butter chicken this night on rice. So I'm just starting out here by dicing up some chicken breasts. I used to always buy my chicken already sliced or diced so I could avoid touching it when it's raw, but I'm getting used to it now and it doesn't bother me as much as it used to, and we definitely save a lot of money buying it in the whole breasts like this. I just always make sure to triple sanitize the chopping boards after using raw chicken because I just get so paranoid about it. So once that's all diced up, I'm just going ahead and adding it to the pan here with some avocado oil. So I'm just going to let that chicken cook away now and brown up a bit, and I've just gone ahead and rinsed off about 1.5 cups of rice here, and I'm just putting this into my microwave rice cooker. I've had this forever now. I think it is the easiest way to cook rice. It's finally starting to crack a little bit on the top of it, so I'm not sure how much longer it's going to last, but I just put that in the microwave for about 10 minutes, and then I'm just going to go ahead and add in this jar of butter chicken cooking sauce to the chicken now that it is browned up, and I'm going to let that simmer on low for a couple of minutes just to thicken up slightly. This is just one of those really quick and easy dinner recipes that me and my family absolutely love to keep on the rotating roster of meals over the month. Now, I always like to serve this up with some sour cream too on top, but when I opened up the container I brought the day before and it had already gone bad, which was such a pain. I got refunded for it, but still, butter chicken just isn't the same without sour cream. I did have some leftover spring onions in the fridge though, so I just went ahead and chopped those up to go on top for some added flavor though, and it actually turned out really great. And the last dinner idea that I wanted to share with you all in today's What's for Dinner is one of my favorite sheet pan dinners, which is sheet pan sausage and veggies. For this one, I just have my sheet pan lined with some foil and I have sprayed it with some olive oil spray. Then I'm just adding a bunch of frozen vegetables that I had pre-prepped in the freezer. This is the key to making sheet pan meals super easy. By prepping and freezing your vegetables ahead of time, it saves all the chopping of vegetables and extra dishes on the night of actually cooking. So I'm just using bell peppers, broccoli and cauliflower and diced sweet potatoes on it this night because they are just our go-to sheet pan vegetables. We all love these ones, and just if you find some vegetables that you think taste well together, go ahead and use those. And then I'm just adding in these beef, herb and garlic sausages. So I'm just going ahead and slicing these up into small rounds, and I'm just going to sprinkle those all over the top of this sheet pan meal. You can also add these sausages on top just whole, or you could get like those little mini chipotle sausages. They work really well as well. I've used that before in this recipe. You just need to make sure to go ahead and turn the sausages about halfway just to make sure that they brown on both sides. They will cook all the way through, but they just will be like browned on one side if you don't turn them. Just quickly, I wanted to say here, if you are new here and you love grocery hauls, meal plans, meal prep and what's for dinner videos, I would absolutely love for you to join my kitchen, hit that subscribe button, join our little YouTube community here and hit the like button if you like today's video. I would really appreciate it. So I'm just going ahead and adding on top here some extra virgin olive oil spray just to make sure they get like an even coat on there so they cook a little better in the oven. But I don't like to add actual olive oil drizzle on here just because it is a bit too much at times. And with my vegetables being frozen, there's already enough liquid there and it can make the bottom of the vegetables quite soggy if I add too much oil. So I've also just added some all-purpose seasoning to the top there. That's our favorite to use, but you could add any to this dish, and that is it. I'm just putting that in the oven on 180 for about half an hour, and I'm also going to be putting that on top of some rice, and this was definitely one of my favorite meals this week. I absolutely love anything that has sausages in it. They just have so much flavor. Thanks so much for watching this week's What's for Dinner video, and I will see you all again really soon. Bye.